Hello everyone and welcome to Fact Friday. I'm Martin Padilla. And on this edition of Fact Friday, Ramon Herrera, Interim Director for El Paso Animal Services, joins us to talk to us about the 5th anniversary of Animal Services Reform Plan. Ramon, thank you so much for joining us. Can you tell us how the Reform Plan came about and how it's led to all the great things that Animal Services in our community have accomplished?
So the Reform Plan was basically an effort that started with a lot of our community members basically demanding that some serious change happen at Animal Services in terms of saving more lives. So a lot of community efforts to bring this forward then led our city leadership and city council to acknowledge the need to make reforms at Animal Services, and a shelter reform committee was put together, a task force to start investigating best practices and how we could implement those here at Animal Services. That plan was approved in January of 2016. And shortly after, the plan was put into works here at Animal Services, and over the years has grown. A lot of those reform best practices were put into place. New task force leadership was also put into place. We expanded on programs, created some of our own, which are now becoming best practices for other shelters. And in those 5 years, El Paso Animal Services was able to become a place where back then, if you look at years like 2013, 14, only 1 out of 5 pets was making it out of here alive. Now, 85% of the pets that come in are going to homes or being transferred to rescue partners. They're basically doing what the community had asked, which is let's save the lives of those pets that we can, and let's get them great homes.
As you mentioned, the main goal was to save more lives of shelter pets. Where is Animal Services now? How many pets have been saved since 2016?
So one of the key points that we wanted to take a look back and really see just how far we've come since that reform plan was approved in January of 2016. Since then, we've now saved nearly 87,000 animals here in El Paso. And again, that's a collaboration of not just Animal Services, but working with the community, local, national partners, our fosters, adopters, donors, volunteers, our city council, our city leadership have really, taken this commitment seriously, and it's shown through our results. 87,000 animals have been saved because the community decided that we could do better by our pets.
How has the pandemic affected Animal Services?
The pandemic, we kept an eye on it, and Animal Services and the staff here was making sure that we wanted to give the best we could to our pets. So we started developing plans before we had to do a big shutdown of our facility. And our goal was to continuing to serve the pets in our shelter and in our community, but find ways to combat that potential spread of the virus. So we had a lot of operational changes, and the community was great. The community understood that, the shelter is no longer gonna be a place where we could funnel animals in, so the community decided to help out by fostering, by coming to adopt. But also, if the community found a lost pet, we were giving them tips and resources on how they can try to get that pet back home in their own neighborhood, rather than coming here and their owners trying to find them here, because our facility was closed, the physical building, to the public, but we were still doing owner reclaims, adoptions, and fosters via curbside. But the public really helped out a lot.
What is next in Animal Services' life-saving journey?
What's next? We want to make sure that we don't let up. The reform plan basically laid out a 5-year roadmap, but then now we're following a strategic plan that is going to help us keep this life-saving success last for generations to come. That's going to include a lot of changes in technology, communicating better with our customers. We did surveys of our customers, adopters, fosters, you name it. And really, we realized that what the public wants is they want to be more in tune with what's going on with Animal Services and the processes. So we're going to be utilizing a lot of technology, making sure that we're caring for our customers and our pets, and that we're creating better lines of communication to make the process easier, friendlier, and more effective.
So I know you mentioned improving communication. Can you talk about what is in the works?
Yeah, one of the things we're looking at is, a lot of folks have now realized that they like to work off their phones, definitely. We order groceries on our phones. We order takeout on our phones, and a lot of folks prefer oftentimes to, let's say, do a text message rather than pick up a phone call, you know? I'm the same way. If you call me, I'm likely not gonna pick up right away, but if you text me, I'll respond to you right away. So that's one of the things we're looking at. Is there a text-based system we can use to connect potential adopters, fosters with pets, inform them of animals that have entered the shelter? But we're also looking at customer relationship management software. Something we heard from the public is, you know, sometimes your phone lines are busy because it's so hectic. You know, sometimes I send a message via social media. So we want to find a way where we could take all those requests, whether it's in person, over the phone, via an email, social media, you name it, we could funnel all those requests and make sure that we're taking care of our customers. Because if we take care of our customers, we know we're going to be taking care of our pets.
Where do you see Animal Services being in 10 years?
Our strategic plan says that Animal Services is going to be a leader in animal welfare, and I think we are there already. We've been asked to join national welfare groups in looking at ways where animal sheltering will evolve, and I think El Paso Animal Services is going to continue to be that leader in animal welfare. Our main goals now is going to be looking at ways that we can help pets beyond the shelter walls, looking at how we can help those pets already in homes, keeping pets and families together. Whether it's pet food through our pet food pantry, whether it's a microchip, we're going to find ways that keep pets, families together, give them the resources to properly take care of their pets. And we think when we do that, we're really going to change a lot of the environment here in El Paso. The need for the shelter won't be so much as a place for the animal to come and stay. The shelter is really going to be a place to go and get help.
Well, that does it on this edition of Fact Friday. Ramon, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you all for watching. Remember, if you need any more information on Animal Services, make sure and visit their social media pages. And for anything related to COVID-19, visit the city's social media pages or visit epstrong.org. Now, before we go, here's a quick recap of Animal Services' life-saving journey.
For an Election Day play of the day, the El Paso, Texas Animal Service Shelter is holding the Race to the Right House to encourage adoption.